All right, everybody, welcome to Chapter 1, Discoveries and Double Checks. So many of the checkmates that we're going to be looking at today are going to have something to do with a discovered attack, a discovered check, a double check. So this whole chapter kind of gets the table set, ready for the rest of the chapters, the kind of more complicated stuff. So take a look at this first position that I have set up here. This is a basic discovery. We've got a rook on h1, and this rook is lined up with the black king. Basic discovery. The only thing stopping the rook attack is the bishop on h4. So I always think of this kind of like a soda bottle. You shake it up, and then you take the top off, and then the soda explodes. So once this top comes off, once this bishop moves, we hit the king with a check, and whatever the bishop is doing, usually your opponent will have to ignore that. There are some exceptions, but take a look. Here, we would just win the queen. We move the bishop, open up the attack with the rook on h1, hitting the king, putting him in check. The king must get out of check here, and we simply capture the queen. Nice and easy. So this is a very basic example. Now, moving on to this second example, there's a little problem here. You may notice there are two discoveries that win the queen in this position, but really only one of them actually wins the queen. And this is really, really important when you're making discovered attacks. If we play bishop to f3, same exact idea. The rook opens up, hits the king, it's check. The king has to get out of check. We capture the queen, nice and easy. But if we try this in the opposite direction, we play the move bishop e8, you might think this also wins the queen, but there's an issue here. See if you can find it. So you may have noticed that the queen can capture the rook. Remember, there are three ways out of a check. You can capture the piece that's checking, you can block the piece that's checking, or you can move your king. And I've noticed with beginners, their instinct is to just grab the king and move it. Always take a look, see if you can capture the checking piece, or see if you're the one checking, if they can capture your piece. So here, we would need to play bishop f3 to win the queen. Very surprising if you go the other way and lose your rook.